see. Time for more MSQ. Well, let me just check whether if my audio is coming through just nice. Okay. Fantastic. I see new creations on a daily basis. Here they look at them with a different eye. It will be interesting to observe Hermes at work. It is held that all civil organizations should conduct their affairs with total transparency, and the Convocation is no exception. But that doesn't mean we are obligated to show our work to unknown entities such as you. Consider yourself privileged and behave accordingly. It's time we all get to go for a walk. Isn't it exciting? Composure regained, Hermes is ready to return to his duties. If everyone's ready, there are a few creations I need to check out. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward Amistoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. I'm not sure what is it that whenever I start streaming, I usually end up sneezing a lot. So beautiful, Peluda. I hope they make it into the world. Ah yes, the Ianfine Petalluda, one of the newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered by your robe? Don't be. The few specimens we repurposed won't be missed. All vim and vigor now. When we were discussing his nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. Here's a new species of Petalluda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? Can't say that I do. It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, and that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. The domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Hey, Bullhammer, how are you doing? I'm doing alright. It is the Lunar New Year, and I'm just having I have the whole week to myself as a holiday, and plus now I have a lot of time to play some games. Especially Final Fantasy XIV, because I am very absorbed into the story here, and I want to see how this goes. I'm glad that you are doing fine, my friend. Interesting. You're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the Amstoma? A fascinating creation, much like itself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for his flying life orbs, it is a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. We're meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with Meteon. Well, I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. Playing some Gmod? Alright. Hope you're having fun. Ah yes, Lightning Pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now that element is lightning, which draws the Pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Pneuma? I didn't realize you can feed them. You don't know what to play? I don't know. You could just try one of those horror maps, I suppose. Horror maps as prop hunt, I guess, maybe. Let's give me a moment here. Okay, I am back. Right. I'm gonna walk on the Sandbox Map. Alright. Well, hopefully you can find some enjoyment out of that. Let's see, by using this lightning converger, you harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Lightning Converger. Using this concept crystal, one can harness lightning regardless of spellcasting skill. Oh. Perfectly done, Sylvain. Look. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of thinking, not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it soulless arcane entities such as the Pneuma, or ephemeral life forms such as the Petulida, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? Good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional visions, such as Heflideus, may be able to ascertain a true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we'll head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Head east. Oh, look, it's Gubu. It's adorable, but beware its sneeze. Hermes went flying once. Was that a guiding theme or any method to the madness that is this random assortment of features? Ah, this fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. Combination of carefree aspect. Endless rows of fangs is strangely charming. Hey, Saren, welcome. Thank you for the raid, by the way.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects.
How are you doing? It's 2 a.m. right now. It's fairly late. What are you up to?
So, how are we coming along?
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis.
Yeah, let's just end the stream. I was grinding in tombstones before reset. Ah. Yeah, I think you can use the tombstones on... What was it? Radiant Host gear, wasn't it? It's like the level 90 stuff. I should probably get some of those for my samurai. Because buying crafted gear is expensive.
Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms.
Necessity for savage raids. Oh, that's pain. I've considered like trying savage, but I don't think I have enough brain power to do that.
Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Antelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than Ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the Ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue this stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelecchies.
I say that this here is pretty difficult starting ground. Stuff's clear about static. Oh yeah, like one of my friends who I usually do roulettes with, they constantly complain about their static. So much so that I think they've left that static and formed a new one. Sometimes it can be a pain, especially if not everyone's on the same wavelength, you know? If I'm thin, it's because MSQ didn't do a proper job. Sure, I'll see why I couldn't be one. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You'd do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Never before had I heard of dynamites or entelekis. I can only assume the Alpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. All appears to be well. This shouldn't take long. Gonna head off. Good night and have a nice dream. Oh, you have a good rest. It's fairly late. And yeah, since it's a public holiday already, at least you can sleep in, yeah? I'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by. And lucky or no, we're friends in fitness. You know, it'd be pretty funny if you told me that, but I was playing like a Rogad instead. Big old chunky boy. The greatest contribution. Emmett Silk appears to be in deep thought. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive, given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial. He would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh, you wish to know why Emma Silk was chosen for the convocation. I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. What now? I want to learn about the convocation. If you will accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. The Convocation of 14 is a governing body that determines myriad policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the Council is comprised of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field, or possess skills that will facilitate the performance of their stipulated duties. A former category includes Metron, specialist in aquatic life, Logriff, specialist in terrestrial life and husbandry, Helmerit, specialist in fungal and plant life, Emerolov, specialist in medicine and healing, and La Habrea, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings of the highest complexity. As for the latter category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts, Igeorn, champion of enlightenment and rhetoric, Hashtaroth, preserver of discipline and order, Emmett Silk, keeper of the ethereal realm, or underworld in the vernacular, Van Daniel, pursuer of extant phenomena, and Zen, traveler of the world and counselor to the people. What, should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly, even children know this much, and you would do well to remember it all. I'll tell you a live tale when we're away from sensitive ears. And to like you or no, we're friends, fitness. My apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Ampulus to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it's released unto the world. Our creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you'll follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Ooh, that was a loud ping. Clear skies indeed. It's truly a wonderful sight, is it not? The green grass below and endless blue expanse above. Trouble observer. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh, forgive me. Well, another member of the convocation had come. This is turning out to be an eventful day. Why is this one blue and shiny? That's a good question. Is it like a shiny Pokemon? A serpentine bird or winged snake. A late night CNY stream, eh? Some might think it's a late night. I would prefer to think it early morning. There is a slight difference in etheric balance between these Charybdises. By this, it may be assumed that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. Huh. And multiplying. I understand there is a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to the wind, it's capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue. The problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strong towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being... oh. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly no matter what we try. Oh. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. Such change to manifest in so few generations. I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. Look at the frame rate drop of that one and back. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You didn't go to such lengths. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless, shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Silk. May it trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere outside. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Hephaestus is a man of ideas. I wonder what he has thought up this time. Such bother when we could simply begin anew. I shall defer to the chief overseer. We must help the Charybdis to fly, or else they will all die. A little morbid, don't you think? And the sock is outside? Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have MSQ train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I'm loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. So then, I want you to go to MSQ. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With a friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Okay. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Or in this case, MSQ, I have a favor to ask. Alright, time to go bother him, wherever he may be. Oh, pretty far away. Let me just ride a horse. Well, are your preparations for the scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? I have a favor to ask. Oh no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh. I don't know what Hephaestus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hephaestus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-wary Emmet Silk.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
Oh, but I am.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmet Selk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
This interaction.
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmet Selk. Please.
Are you gonna say no to the small bird child?
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Ooh.
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmet Selk joined the Convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmet Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmet Selk to no end. but much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
You just call him Silka Pet. Ah, now it's Charybdis.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
If I didn't know better, I'd say Selk is enjoying himself. Not that he'd ever deign to admit it. Look, Savin, look how well Charybdis flies. It is indeed flying. It's flying. It's really flying. As if it were born to do so. Thank goodness. Oh, just wave at him. Emerging from his reverie, Selk notices you, and begin to descend with Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Savin and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but it was soon flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed. With this, we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. But we helped it to achieve this. The Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid the struggling kin in like fashion, if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that's what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept be adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here, and we'll spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all my present tasks. Let's return to that Anagnosis for now. Okay. All the creations are happy. That makes me happy too. Now you've seen what I do. Was it everything you were expecting? I thoroughly enjoyed myself. At the end, most of all. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Sure you did, admit. Sure you did. I'm tired. Leave me be. Something seems to be weighing on Hermes' mind. Tell me, Sylvain, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Dynamis seemed promising. Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? Arcane, I am afraid it's done again. No sooner did we release one for observation, and it set upon the nearby orchipedes, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry, or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself. Orchipedes were keeping a wide berth. It's the nature of the Arcane that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I've no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where's the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait. If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Pretty far off. Prometheus and Otos. Oh, giant mushroom. What was that tree? Oh no. A fearsome beast is Arcane, but where is it now? Valkyrie is no easy prey. With its hooves and horns, it was designed to be formidable, even on land. Yet they didn't stand a chance against the Lycaea. It's heavy, Hermes' pain. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. A Lycaea was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Emersalk and I will search the area for a good measure, just to make sure the Lycaean did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders once you have, when you have finished. I will go ahead. Please follow with Sylvain. Come, come. It's down this path and over the bridge. Valkyrie is only easy to play. Actually, let me just take a look at how far away am I from the next dungeon. Ether to Ether. Oh, yeah. It is quite a few quests away. Yeah, quite a lot. I don't think I'll be able to reach it tonight, but we'll make some progress. Perhaps in a half an hour or so. Ooh, ether current. There it is. The 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. Alright, come, child. Let us go explore. Once I get back and record today's results, I should finally be able to put that report to bed. Not Doris, his hair is long, but the color is wrong. Hey, that rhymes. His hair is long, but the color is wrong. Perhaps it's him. Yes, his long hair. And blonde. Doris, that's Doris. Well, no, if it isn't Meteon. What brings you here? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doris. Thank you. You're in charge of Lycaonians, I believe. Where are they now? On the fields and restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Catasis. Once I've submitted the report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It is as he says. The beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. But what brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that Lycaon slaughtered Archipedes. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released, Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh state, the behavior was unchanged. Kairos. A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories, but we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pastor may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief. Let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of Ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. It is all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Yet, insignificant though their individual lives may be, next to all creation, it is all the Lycaons have. Before we seal the fate, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion? But MSQ may better carry out his duties. By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. We have a duty to this star, I know. But it doesn't mean we also don't have a responsibility to the lives we bring into existence here. To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled, like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Okay. You needn't be an Antelaki to feel the weight bearing down on Hermes. I feel this discussion may take a while, during which time... Meteor, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes. It's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Sylvain. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Meteor in your care again? Oh yes, by all means, I'll keep her safe. I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Sylvain? The meeting will make Hermes sad, and I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers most of all creations in Opus. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They are designed to suit our emotions. What we feel and want to convey. Hermes is like that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one. And I want you to search with me. Let's start here. I have the 12 wonders. Tree in blue. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Ooh, so big and bright. I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, the mix of colorings forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine though. Let's keep looking. Right, I think I probably might go to bed after like this quest. Starting to doze off. Ooh. Instead, a sea trap. Set on a tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations. Oh, a Conean, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. Well, you're good, Sylvain. But you're good, Sylvain. That's fine. Flowers. We'll find something soon. Despite nothing promising nearby, at best, common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah. Oh, here's something. Something big. Huge. Malodorous grass. A terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without doubt, the culprit is the marble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The thing around its mouth look like petals. The flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. Didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Sylvain? Would you like it? It's probably not a good source of memory. So not this one either. Finding good flower. It's harder than I thought. Not sorry, Sylvain. But could you search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that. I promise. There it is. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Oh, that's nothing. A shiny thing over there. What could it be? Ooh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them, all at the same time. Like me, they are Entlegies. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes though. Others, they're always white and bright. Truly? The flower was dark in your home. Then do you have it too? A dark emotion? I've felt great fury and frustration. I see. Hermes has felt the same, a fire burning in your breast. A trembling hand. But no one understands. Please, Sylvain, won't you lend them to me? Your fury and frustration. I want you to make the flower dark, in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place, since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone. That others are sad too. Truly? You'll do it? Thank you, Sylvain. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they're finished.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
By all means. Hedgehog.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear, and it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
Then it could be of service.
To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden, you are a strange one. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right.
Ooh, that was a lengthy dialogue. Alright, well, I'll continue these quests when I wake up, I suppose. In the meantime, thank you all for stopping by my stream, even though it's a short one today. Yeah, I'll see you all in a few hours, I suppose. Yep. I shall see you all in a few hours. Farewell, for now.